Hello, everybody. Welcome to Providence Improv Guild. I don't think anybody's watching yet, so I'm going to wait. Oh, we got somebody. Hey, welcome to Providence Improv Guild. My name's Ian, and I am your host tonight. We have something really special for you. We are going to do an improvised interview tonight. And we're pretty excited about that. I have some special guests with me, and we'll be here for the next half hour or so. So I need to take care of some business. First of all, thank you for tuning in. You can see right below me is a donation scroll. PIG is a nonprofit organization. So if you like what you're seeing or are a fan of live theater, and recognize that finances are tough at this time for live theater, please, if you are able, take advantage of that link and donate. It's very appreciative. It all goes back into the Providence Improv Guild. So I've taken care of that. Normally I would do some shtick about where the exits are, but you all know your homes. So if you don't know where the exit is, you probably should not watch this and take care of that. Same with the bathroom. So we usually announce where the bathrooms are. And again, your house, your rules, you know where it is. So I'm not going to get too much into that. So this is a interactive show. The players can see your comments in Facebook and YouTube, depending on where you're watching. So we will interact with you. It's fun. It's a way we know that you're out there, and it's a way of us knowing that you're liking what we're doing, which is the hardest part about doing any of this online is we don't have any instant feedback. So use the chat. Give us likes, say things. There will be a point in tonight's show where we will ask for a few audience participation. So please type in when we ask you to and give us suggestions. So, all right, I think that's everything. So I would like to now bring out the rest of the crew. Please welcome Neil Leahy.
Hey, everyone.
Mindy Deering McCombs.
What's up?
Justin Hebert and Roy Drew.
Hello.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Awesome.
Good.
Very good. Very great.
Oh, good. Oh, see, and our audience is listening. Julie is looking for her bathroom right now, so that's good. We tend to have very intelligent audiences, so I'm excited about this.
We do. I'm glad she's looking for it.
Exactly. If anybody else has trouble finding the bathroom and you have Julie's cell phone, she might be able to help you find your own bathroom. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so we're going to do a bit tonight. We're going to do an improvised interview. This is a team that hasn't worked together before, so we figured this out in the last half hour, and we're really excited. True improv. Yes. So the only thing that we need from our audience is a topic that we should be talking about, that we're experts on. So with a delay, so wait a little bit, but throw in some suggestions in the comments, and we'll pick one of them. While we're doing that, Seth knows where his bathroom is, so he does not need help. Mindy, if you were worried, Seth is okay.
I was a little worried, but I figured he'd come through.
And I agree with Julie. She should stop bragging.
I agree too. Yeah.
So.
What's the theme of everybody's bathroom? Does anyone have a cool theme?
Mine's a little bit beach, and I rent, and the decoration is my landlord, so I don't have much to do with that.
Nice.
Fair enough.
And we've got a little beach going on too.
Yeah.
Cool.
Beachy bathroom. Nice.
Good
I
advice.
don't really have a theme. Gray and black tiles. That's the theme.
Oh.
My theme is.
No, go ahead, Neil.
I would say my bathroom style is renovation right now. So.
Nice.
Nice. I know a few people that are in renovation during this self-quarantine time.
Keep you busy.
Yeah. Tina has been trying to increase her water. I know this because we've had discussions.
Yeah.
So having a one bathroom house and it being occupied must be pretty sweat inducing.
Boy.
Oh, and then Justin, Rebecca added this this tidbit.
That's
So
why I was hoping
yeah.
somebody was going to add my birthday themed.
oh, it is bidet theme. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome. Cool.
Water everywhere.
All right. So last minute for any suggestions. I think I just saw one. So maybe I guess that's the one we need to go with.
Yeah, garden. Well, there's garden.
Is there more? Is there garden? Am I not seeing it all?
Vegan.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. There's more. There's more. There's vegan cuisine, gardens, horticulture. What do you think? Anybody inspired by one of those three?
Yeah, I think horticulture is interesting because garden gnomes falls under the category.
I agree. All right. So let me introduce our panel tonight. First off, Neil, what brings you on our panel tonight?
Yes. Well, as you know, I'm Dr. Neil Ferguson of the Rhode Island Horticultural Institute. Some of you may have heard of me, and I was invited on this panel to share some expertise about the field.
Yeah, and you come from a very prestigious gardening area of the United States, Arizona.
That's right. Yes,
Yep.
that was where I learned to grow things and make sure that I could sort of step out with some of my techniques, and then I've brought them here to Rhode Island.
Oh, that is wonderful, wonderful. And I will now turn to our next panelist. Mindy, would you care to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Joyce, and I'm a expert on Rhode Island soil.
Joyce, nice to meet you.
Specifically Rhode Island.
So very, very narrowly focused. How does the Rhode Island soil stack up against the rest of New England?
Oh, it's very rich in nitrogen and all the minerals. You can grow anything you want. You can grow lemons. You can do it. I did it.
You did it. You have produced lemons in Rhode Island soil. That is fascinating. We'll have to get back to that in a minute. But I want to bring out our next guest, Roy. Would you introduce yourself?
Yes. I am passionate about garden spirits.
Garden
The garden
spirits.
spirits and the garden fairies that inhabit my garden and everyone's garden, all through, not just in Rhode Island, but in every fiber of every garden, every plant.
Wow. And Roy, did you go to school for this? Did you go to
Yes.
school for this? Yes.
I went to the Parapsychology Horticulture Center in Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland, Ohio. Okay. So Midwest there. And they had a specialty in spiritual gardening.
Yes, they had the
Wow.
most wonderful spiritual garden, and the teachers, the TAs in all the classes were fairies.
Oh, wow.
Not
wow.
Not the negative thing that people say about homosexuals.
No, right.
But actual fairies.
Fairies with the wings and all that. Oh, we are definitely going to come back to this.
Delightful.
Oh, wow. All right. Our last panelist tonight, Justin, do you mind introducing yourself?
Certainly. Hi, I'm Justin. I'm an intern at the Lowe's Home and Garden Center. I started there at the beginning of the season. They say spring is the best time to plant stuff, and I find myself right part of everyone's garden, Lowe's Home and Garden.
Great. So Lowe's Home Gardening. Are you were you able to work at the stay-at-home time, or have you been maybe working from home or furloughed?
Certainly. I've been working from home, trying to understand, how the plants grow. Certainly, but my landlord has a strip of grass on the driveway that he's allowed me to experiment with, and having the key to Lowe's has allowed me the opportunity to bring certain supplies home to give them a proper test run.
Great. Well, that's very interesting. So I have a couple of questions that I'll throw out to the panel, but I want to encourage our viewers at home. Our comment line is open, so we encourage anyone that has a question to type it in, either if you're watching on Facebook or if you are on YouTube. We welcome all questions for our panel. And again, our topic tonight is horticulture. So keeping that in mind. So my first question, and again, open to anyone, why in this time of pandemic, is horticulture so important? And I'll let anybody weigh in on that.
Well, I think I can speak to that. I think that in this time where supply chains are becoming more and more frayed, that it's important to step forward as ordinary Americans and to make sure that we can get back to our roots, as it were. Whether you'd like to grow cannabis, as one of the commenters on the feed had said, or you just want to feed your family. I think that either of those things are okay as long as you're allowing a little bit of space in that supply chain for somebody else to have something else perhaps that you can grow on your own.
Great. Anybody else? Yeah.
You're going to want to grow that weed, though, like kind of hidden, like in the woods, because you don't want like the local teenagers coming in and like taking it, because they will do that.
Yo.
Yeah, I would imagine that's a big problem in Rhode Island.
Oh, yes, especially in Warwick. There's some thugs.
The weed is actually a favorite of the fairies and the spirits.
Oh.
It inhabits them and helps them to bless all the plants and to commune the bees.
I'll tell you that marijuana has so many different uses. That's another. I had no idea. I'm just learning about CBD oil, and now I'm realizing that it has impact in the spirit world. That is unbelievable.
To echo that point, if I will, what this has allowed us is the opportunity to play God. So we are all the interns of our life right now. Much like I'm the intern at Lowe's, I am discovering that I have the power to create and simultaneously destroy.
Wow. I've never thought this deeply about gardening before. This is really eye-opening, I think. And you've obviously you've tapped into something. Our audience is ripe with questions. I'm actually going to throw one out to, and I think this goes to Roy. Roy, what is the culture of Horta? That seems like it would go into the spirit world.
It is Horta. Actually, is the god, the goddess. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend anyone. The goddess of the fairies, and there's not just fairies; there are ghosts, and there's sprites, and there's and Horta is the governing body of all of that, and that brings all the green together. So Horta, in certain languages, means green, and it has to do with bringing all the green together.
Yes, that's quite true. As a matter of fact, Horta is a very ancient word. It comes from hor, meaning all, and ta, meaning green in Sanskrit. So you're correct about that.
Yeah, fun fact, I used to date a guy in high school, his last name was Horta.
Wow.
It was true.
What a coincidence. Did that have anything into you going into this field as an expertise?
No.
Okay. That's fair. Um, Justin, you have a question. Is this a paid internship for you?
Yes, and right. Pay is just how do we language? It to me, payment is in the process of life and the death of the plants that I plant. Every plant that dies, I kind of am being paid in knowledge. What I just did not help. I recommend not use it as a beverage for the park.
You cut out a little bit there, but I think the gist of what you were saying is that you're receiving knowledge, and that is payment enough, which I commend you. I feel like students of today don't value knowledge for knowledge's sake. It's for them, learning is an ends to a mean. You're one of the old souls that really value an education. I commend you for that.
Certainly, it's all about the journey.
I completely agree. I completely agree. So, panel, I have another question for all of you. As I have seen a resurgence in home gardening, which is exciting to see. I think people are really excited to be living from the earth. You all being experts, I'm sure you must keep your own plants at home. What are some gardening tips for the lay people out there that you could offer them up, if you don't mind? I know this is a little bit beneath you with all your degrees and things, but I feel we're all in this together, right?
Go
ahead, Roy. Go right ahead.
At this time, I think it is crucial that we take advantage of the space, and we build and we construct little houses that can line all of your garden, and that way the spirits will all feel welcome, and then they'll come, and we could put down little tools next to the houses, and they could do little work. You could probably find things like that in doll stores, and that would be a nice gift to our helpers. Bees are helpers too. I don't want to discriminate against bees.
Bees are like fairies without the magic, it sounds like.
Exactly. Those bees think that they are magic, but that's another.
So there's a little bit of rivalry between bees and fairies, it sounds like.
Betcha.
Oh, wow.
They both have different units.
Oh, look! I want to go to Neil. Looks like you have something there.
Yes, well, I have one of my setups here for gardening, as you can see. Though I don't take the biodynamism approach that Roy espouses, I do have some rather happy little tomato plants here who are trying to grow their tallest before they go outside. And I think that just using whatever space you have available to you is the right way to go. You can see here, this is a simple seed starter pack, and it's merely under a simple light that I actually did purchase at Lowe's, as a matter of fact.
Oh, look at that.
So, it's quite possible to just simply, with any income, step right out into the world of horticulture yourself. Whether you just stop by Lowe's for something simple, or you call upon the fairy spirits to bless your garden.
Wow, that is nice. And I want to add in here, since we've had a couple of mentions, Lowe's, we're always looking for show sponsors. So contact me if you'd like to sponsor this show. But enough business, that's beneath us all. So Joyce, do you have, and Joyce and Justin, do either of you have any suggestions on starting a home garden?
Yeah, I got a hot tip for you.
Yeah. Ooh.
quahog juice on your cucumber plants. Works like a
Quah-
bomb.
Quahog juice on the the cucumber plants.
Yep.
Wow, is it the salt in it? What makes that a catalyst to healthy growing?
Yeah, it's the salt from the ocean really really gets in there and provides some nutrients. Yeah, you're gonna want to go to your local dockside, get some quahogs, just squeeze the juice right onto the cucumber plants. Probably right around this time of year would be the best time to do that.
I had no idea. I hope the fishermen are ready for the big Russian quahogs they'll have in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Justin, how about Lowe's? I'm sure you explain this to people all the time.
Absolutely. You want to do at the back of Lowe's, we got a door that says employee only. Knock on it 3 times. Tell them Charlie Brown sent you, right? What we'll do is we'll give you a little bit of our special soil. We're bringing out fairies out back, the mystical ones. All the dust goes into the soil, and what that does is really enriches it with magic.
Wow. I've always seen that door at Lowe's, and I've never had the nerve to knock on it. Now I feel like, and what was that name? Charlie
Brown.
Charlie Brown. Oh, like the Peanuts character. I will not. I'm a big fan of Charles Schultz. We have a couple of questions. Joyce, this one's for you. Are you and Horta, who broke whose heart? Everybody wants to know the drama.
Oh yeah, we were in high school. Well, actually, he had graduated. There was a bit of an age difference. I think, from what I remember, it was pretty mutual. We kind of broke each other's hearts back then. Yeah.
Yeah, and also, someone's asking for a follow-up. Is cucumber anything like a cucumber?
I do not understand this question. I said
okay,
cucumber, and that's what I meant.
And that's what you meant. All right. Her answer stands, folks. She's the expert.
Yes.
Yep. All right. So, folks, what do you feel? How do you feel global warming is impacting the state of horticulture? That's on everyone's mind, and I'm sure you must have thoughts about it.
The fairies are dying in.
The fairies are dying because of climate change. Oh,
from climate change.
Yeah.
It affects every aspect of life and non-life and everything.
Wow. So they're as endangered as the bees right now.
That's right. There. If you don't chop up the rings on your sodas, fairies can get caught in those too. Sea fairies, which are different from garden fairies, but I'm not a sea fairy specialist.
Got you. All right. Thank you. Other folks in the non-fairy realm.
Oh, well, I think I can firmly count myself in the non-fairy realm. But I do appreciate where your heart is. And I can tell you that certainly while things do appear dire for the globe, taking out one's hand and putting it in the soil and planting things, it can be a beautiful way to sort of do your own little piece of reversing what's going on in the world right now through horticulture.
Oh, all right. Wow. So it's a means to an end. It can help. So encourage everybody. Joyce or Justin, did you want to weigh in?
See, so for me, this is sort of the earth is striking back and plants taking over. I personally think that plants taking over is a good thing.
Great. All right, so let the plants take over the earth, according to our friend from Lowe's.
Yeah.
Joyce, what's the Rhode Island perspective?
I don't really think about that too much. The climate change. I am really sad to hear about those sea fairies, and I'm gonna definitely cut up the rings on my Diet Cokes from now on. I will do that.
Every little bit helps.
I'm very sad to hear about.
As well.
I'm going to turn over some questions from the audience. So please, audience, if you have any questions, get them in, and we will definitely ask our experts. There's Brian would like to know, Roy, are garden fairies social distancing at this time?
Well, they are working together. So they're sort of in quarantine together. So sometimes you'll think you're seeing bugs, but they're really fairies together. So they all work together.
Oh.
So they, and the test kits for them are very, very small. So they're even harder to get in right now. And Gina Romano has been awful. She's wonderful otherwise.
But when it comes to the fairies, she's not.
I
she's
take
not.
that back. No, she's been wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah,
But
she's.
Fairies need special attention.
Yeah, I can honestly say I don't think I've heard her mention one thing about fairies in her news briefing. So I would concur. And I believe she's a viewer. So Gina.
Oh no. I love her in general.
We're fans, but the fairies, Gina, the fairies. Also, a follow-up, Roy. Have you caught any fairies?
I like to think of them as free, so I don't try to catch them. I want them to be free. If I see them working, I say, "Hey," then they go off and they do their work.
Great. Justin, did you have something you want to add to it?
Yeah, Roy, fairies aren't free. They cost about $100 a pop. I would know because I'm in charge of buying them before we bring them out.
Oh, wow.
Oh, is there a fairy? Oh.
So you're sitting on the blue line.
Fairy slaves? Are you kidding me?
Oh,
no.
No.
We just bring them out.
This is a controversial topic.
Right.
Yes, Neil, what can you add to this?
Well, I can say that though I'm a believer, I don't necessarily use fairies in my garden, and I have to say that I'm appalled at the idea of Lowe's enslaving fairies and offering them for sale to the highest bidder. It's really shocking.
That doesn't seem right. It seems like Lowe's is supposed to be a family-friendly store, and I'm not so sure that policy falls under that category. Justin, do you have anything to say about that?
I mean, I've just been using them to wring out the fairy dust, put it in the soil for anyone who's willing to pay black market prices.
Wow.
I'm devastated. I'm surprised that none of my fairy acquaintances have contacted me about this. I'm going to have to investigate.
Well, I feel we should. This needs to be investigated more, but not tonight. I think we need to move on to other questions. So Seth asked, what kind of selfish juice should I use to attract fairies to my garden? Lots of fairy questions tonight.
If you want a real fairy, like what I do, I'm against, enslaving real fairies. So I buy the fake ones at Job Lot. They're like $9.99. Use a little stake. You put them in the garden. For the record, that's what I do. To attract the real ones, if you really want to, mussels are good. Or you could prepare a stuffy and then use the juices from that. And that's
And for those non-Rhode Islanders, can you describe what a stuffy is?
It is a clam of some sort with bread and spices, and like you can kind of do them however you want, and you know, you put them in the oven for like half hour.
Oh, nice.
Delicious.
Well, we did not expect to be giving out recipes on this show.
I'm not a
Boy,
cook.
you all are so experts in all fields. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
If here's a question, if from Tina, if I wanted to turn my bed into a garden bed, what soil would be best to lay on? #fertile. So this sounds like she would like to physically make her bed into a garden bed.
Well, I believe I can speak to that. You see, generally the best soil to grow on is a sort of sandy loam. It allows for water to move quickly through the soil, yet retains enough moisture. And if you're going to be using your bed as a bed, it'll also allow the soil to sort of shape to your body for the section that you choose to lie on, while also growing the plants that you choose to grow. So it should be the best fit overall.
Oh, I did not know you could even do that. And are there any health advantages for sleeping in a garden bed?
Oh, of course. The extra oxygen alone is, well, the health benefits speak for themselves.
Yeah. I would imagine though you would need to become a morning bather.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Very much so, especially if you fertilize.
Okay. Yes, I would imagine. Let's see. Are there any other questions? Oh, here we go. And although I think Joyce is our resident Stuffies expert, if anybody can weigh in on this question, what makes your Stuffies juicy?
Ooh.
Ooh, that the Narragansett Bay for sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're known for their juicy
Juicy
quahogs and clams.
Yeah, juicy body of water right there.
Yeah. Let's see. What else? What is the title of the professor's dissertation? Neil, I believe that's for you.
Yes, it is wonderful. Well, the title of my dissertation from my PhD was Plants and Your Furniture, which was why I was able to talk to the young lady who was interested in growing plants on her bed. You see, you can really convert any piece of furniture in your home to an appropriate purpose for growing things that you can then eat.
Wow. Now, do you find things start to grow in those pieces of furniture?
Well, yes, if you do it right. Actually, why I have a few things that I'm growing myself that I just showed you. I pulled some of those tomato plants right out from my chair.
Oh, wow. I didn't make the connection. I apologize for that. Wow, I did not know those were chair tomatoes.
Yes, very fertile.
That is amazing. A question for Joyce. Would you ever consider going on a romantic muscle dig with someone? Perhaps in this very chat? Oh, is this a love connection?
Oh, I am single. I have not dated since Mr. Christopher Horta in high school. It's been a long time. I am now 50 years old, so yeah.
Wow.
I would love a date, especially going out on the bay and, you know, getting some clams.
That is amazing. I would love it if this turned into a serendipitous moment where we make a love connection.
Would you pay for us to go on a date?
Oh, I don't know. We're local television. I don't have much of a budget, but I'll tell you.
No, it's okay. I'll pay. I'm so good at people finding love through horticulture.
Thank you, because I don't have any money.
You don't know. Oh.
Well, you know that the fairies are around sprinkling love dust too. That's part of the whole magic.
Feel
of
that.
the garden.
I could feel that. Yeah.
I've said it once and I'll say it 1,000 times. We have the most special guests on this show, and you are all proving me correct.
Yeah.
I just think that that's so cool.
Well, what a wonderful host you are there too, Ian. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. We're actually getting some suggestions from our audience on where this date should be. Take her to the bay. It's so juicy there.
Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking. I have a little dinghy that I go out on the bay on, and I'd love to just take her on that and just have a romantic like sunset cruise on the bay. Would be awesome.
So Joyce, would you let's make it official. It sounds like you will go on a date with Chloe.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I said, it's been a very long time since I've dated, about 30 years. So I would like to do that very much.
Oh, this is amazing. Let's see, Joyce, did we ask this already? No, Joyce, what part of the bay keeps you young and why is it quahog juice?
What part of the bay? It's hard to pick a favorite part. I like the shoreline. I like the middle part. I like the sides. I like the waves. All of it. I bathe in it every morning.
Don't discount the sludge.
Oh, sludge too. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, there's no sludge like Rhode Island sludge.
Oh yeah, I say that all the time.
Yeah, I have that a bumper sticker on my car that says that.
That's good.
Rebecca asked, Justin, this is for you. Rebecca asked, what does Lowe's do with fairy love dust?
See, the fairy love dust is actually used as part of the AC feature. So it actually adds a nice, sweet, lemony scent to the entire store. It's also laced with a bit of magic, so it makes you feel like buying stuff.
Great. There's been a lot. I would be remiss. There's been a lot of comments celebrating the Narragansett Bay. So this is just one from Mr. Bagley or Bagley. Let's hear it for the sides of the bay. I agree. I totally agree.
They're good. Yeah.
Yeah. And Julie added, yes, Julie, that is the perfect end of my bumper sticker because Rhode Island sludge don't stop. That is true. It goes on for miles and miles and miles. So I think this will bring us to the end of our show. We're running out of time, but I wanted to ask if there are any last thoughts from our panel. And I'll go in reverse order. Justin, anything you'd like to say, last thoughts?
Just one more time. It's the employees only door at the back of Lowe's. Knock 3 times. Say Charlie Brown. Hook you up with the fairy dust dirt special.
Nice. All right. Roy?
I just want to say that gardens are a magical place. And just go out there and enjoy and smell the fragrances and think maybe there are little fairies. I know there are, but you can see them through the garden and it can take a nice breath in these troubled times.
Awesome. That is a wonderful message, Roy. Joyce, how about you?
Yeah. I just want to say that just like if you keep growing stuff in your garden, you can eat it, and then maybe you have a nice, lovely lady that you could invite over for dinner and someday and have a relationship, and you won't be lonely anymore. And you can eat your cucumbers, and
Joyce, it's going to be fine. I feel you like you've reached a crossroads tonight, and the path from here just leads to a bountiful harvest.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this date. I'm not nervous at all. It's fine.
Good. And we're all here from you. In fact, I would really think our audience would like maybe a follow-up. So maybe we'll have you on in the upcoming weeks.
That would be great.
All right. And Professor Neal, what are your last thoughts?
My only thought is just that I am so pleased that we've been able to find love tonight through horticulture. And I wish all of that for each and every one of you watching today. Thank you so much.
Well, what a way to end this show. I want to say once again, thank you to our panel. And thank you to our audience members So you have all made this such a wonderful experience, and the knowledge gained here, I think, will serve the greater community for years to come. I wish everybody a wonderful evening, and tune in next week on Facebook Live and YouTube or any of the Providence Improv Guild spaces while Chloe will be your host, and we will see you then. Thank you everyone, and have a wonderful, wonderful evening.
Thank you. Bye-bye.